Okay, so what I did is I just, on my phone, I Googled Easter Peeps and I got a screen capture for the picture. And so I've just gone into the IQ positioning app and I'm going to click on the little select image for creating a design. And I'm going to select the image of the little peeps. And then you just click send to the machine. And then I've got IQ Designer opened on the machine, and to go get the image, I'm going to click on the little leaf icon, and I just want the image scan. I don't want the machine to actually like set stitches to the design or the image. I just want to use it as a backdrop. And so I'm going to get it wirelessly, and that is it. And set. So I have that as my backdrop, and I can make it a little bit darker if I need to see it more, and I can zoom in on it. And so I'll just kind of use this one as my pattern. And so all I did was I used a bunch of circles, and so I just went into the shapes, got the circle, and then sized it down. So this one is going to be for the belly or the body, and so I can just move it and get it about the size that I need it. So I'm just playing with the shape of it like that, and then I'll just go get another circle for her face and turn it into an oval. So I'll go back into size. I can move it and drag it and maybe make it a little bit smaller. About like that. And then I did the same thing, and I'm going to make that a little bit taller. About like that. And then I did the same thing for her ears. I got a circle and then played with the size of it. Make it skinnier. And placed it a little bit skinnier, then went in and rotated it. Okay, so now that I have that ear positioned where I want it, then move it over a little bit. I just duplicated that one, so that's the little duplicate there. Drag it. Move it over and then rotate it. So I've got all the basic body parts set, but now I just want it to be one complete piece. So then I'm just going to go in and erase all these little pieces that I don't need. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And so just start erasing. And I can dim the image a little bit more so you can kind of see my shapes now. And I'm going to get a little bit bigger eraser here. I like using the square erase tool because I can get right up next to the pixels and stuff. And I can zoom in more if I need to. And I made this an applique, so I just need the outline shape of it. And I erased one little pixel right there, so all I got to do is turn on the pencil tool, and then I can just kind of click right in there and add that pixel back. There we go. And so now I have my shape. And so I've got to create an applique. I need to turn it into my placement line and tack down for the applique. So I'm going to go into the outline properties, and I'm just going to choose that double stitch and then just a bright color, and then select the bucket and then touch the line, and the whole thing should turn pink, and so that applies that, just the double stitch, and then I can send that over to the embroidery machine. Oh, except I need to save that. I'm going to go back. I need to save that shape. I'm going to dim the image because I'm going to need that to set it as my satin stitch. So I'm just going to save it in the memory of the machine, and then shoot that part over to the sewing machine. And that's my placement line. I can create a tack down for my applique pieces. Just go into edit and duplicate that, and then move it right on top of the original. Get them both centered, and they'll be right on top of each other. So now I have a placement line and a tack down. I just need to add the cover stitch and her little face. So I'm just going to push add, go back into IQ Designer. I'm going to go ahead and bring my image back up so I have that as a backdrop again. And then I'm going to pull from the memory pocket the image that I saved a while ago. And then I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. Okay, I'm going to apply the zigzag or the satin stitch to the outside edge because that's going to be my cover stitch for my applique. So I'm just going to choose a purple color. And then touch the bucket, apply that. And then I want to create the eyes and the nose, and then go to my shapes. I could actually just select the fill only option here and then get the circle and size it down. And that's a little too small. Then I can just move it over here. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. Then I don't want red eyes, so I'm going to just go choose black. And apply that. And then I need to select it so I can duplicate it and maybe make it a little bit smaller. So that may be a little bit too big. About like that. Then I'm just going to duplicate it and then move that eye into position, and then duplicate that one. Move that nose into position, and then push next. That shows my satin stitch, and I'm going to make that a little bit wider. So I'm just going to choose the satin stitch and then play with the width, bump it up a little bit. And that looks like a good width there. And then I just set that, convert it over to the embroidery side, go to edit, move, center that right on top. And then I just went in to add their names onto them. I just went in, selected add, and used one of the fonts built in, and I think I used that one. And then you can just type in and go into edit and shrink that down. And place it in their belly. And then I just duplicated the bunny 2 more times and added Yaya's Peeps. But it took me about 30 minutes to create the whole project and then stitched it off. Thanks.